Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to be going by myself in the aluminum bass boat to a lake that is right near the house, and this lake is super small, but it is public, so it's trolling motor only. I should be able to fish the whole thing in a couple hours while I'm there, probably do a second lap if the bite's on. It's like 8 a.m. right now. I'm going to get there at about 9 and hopefully catch some fish. The water temp should still be in the mid to low 50s. I brought a couple rods with a bunch of random different lures on because I've not fished this lake this year yet, so I'm kind of just going to be experimenting, trying to catch fish on whatever I can. So I'll see you guys when I get to the lake. Oh, another one. There we go. Hammered it. GoPro's looking down a little bit, but finally got one. He's only got one hook in him. Get in the boat. Okay, that is a really fat fish on the flat-sided crankbait. I've not really said anything to the camera. Look how that fish is built. Look at that thing. That is ridiculous. On a flat-sided crankbait, like my pink spinner I found in a tree. I have literally been sitting here for about an hour now. This is the first bite I've gotten. I've cycled through every single lure that I own, basically, because I know they're eating, just gotta figure out what, basically. So I just put this crankbait on a minute ago, so hopefully I figure them out. But there we go. A ridiculously built fat fish who crushed it. I really have just been skipping this last little bit of bank because it is incredibly shallow. I was throwing cod color stuff, and then I saw a dying like 3-inch gizzard shad on the surface. I was like, well, I'll probably try something that looks like that dying shad right there, and so far it is working. There is 2 kayaks and 2 other bass boats here, all of which are bass fishing. And for this lake only being 50 acres, that is quite a bit of pressure. Definitely when I come up to logs like this, though, I'm going to keep trying to flip them and stuff. But I guess real quick, I'll go over what I've brought and what I've been trying. You guys probably aren't going to see much until I just caught that first fish there because I was really not talking. But I'm trying I had a swim jig on, and I put a weightless Senko on. I've got the Tiny Clash. I've got a square bill, I've got a Texas rig and a Huddleston all on, and I've been trying everything. Usually I don't even bring the graph, the side scan, down scan graph to lakes like this, but I brought it today because I was curious about the water temp, and it is 51 degrees. Now, it was 30, like in the mid-30s within the last week, probably. But this is day 4 of like 6 that it's going to be in the... Got a stick there, I thought it was a fish. That it's going to be in the upper 70s. And there's another bass boat pulling in now, but it's definitely finally warming up here. And now all the people who haven't fished since October are coming back out, and the lakes are full again. I think I'm going to try the flat side for a little bit longer. Then once I get to that next stretch up there before the riprap, definitely try the Texas rig some more again. Threw on the Tiny Clash just to see if they would eat that next to some logs, but I might throw the Metro instead if they're eating like crazy. I just had a like 1 pounder follow in the flat side right after switching sides in the sunny bank. Maybe they are over here. Well, fish number 2. Definitely not the size we are going after, but with how slow it is, I will take it. Only, I don't know what's going on here. Had that other one follow about 10 minutes ago. That is the second bite of the day, second fish. Third if you count the follower on a crankbait, which is crazy. So, I don't know. Debating going back with like a Ned rig, drop shot, something super slow. Back around the lake again, but oh my god, that fish handled it. Oh my, hopefully you guys could see that on the camera. That fish just absolutely crushed it. A little bit in between size of the other 2 I've caught. Every fish just came on the same flat-sided crankbait. That fish absolutely smoked it though. That was by far the hardest bite I've had out of the 3. There's actually a decent amount of this healthy, like leafy grass in here on the bottom. Like it's just coming up from the bottom, like it's just starting to grow, and I really hope it lives and they don't kill it. I literally stopped the camera to mark where I caught that last one, and 2 casts later I catch another little guy. Definitely not the size. Prefer if they were all that size, that first one, and bigger, but I will take it. These super pretty, healthy, little tiny half-pounders. Literally the same spot as the last one. That fish right there, I ripped it out of some of that grass I was just talking about, and he hammered it. Another one. 2 casts later. What is this, number 5, I think? Stop. Definitely not the size, but I will take it. The reason I want this leafy grass like this to stay is because this stuff is good grass. I like fishing that stuff. Fish like a citizen through it, fish a glide above it, fish a frog above it, stuff like that. It's a lot of fun. Had another one right there at the boat. That was another fish the same size as the last few. About 10 inches long. There's an absolute just giga school of gizzard shad right here. This is insane. How many shad are right here? There's millions. There's bass just tearing through them. It's all like little like half-pounders I've been catching, but just this amount of shad is ridiculous. This is like a billion gizzards. Well, I just got a new battery in, but right as my GoPro died, I saw my line take off, and we got another absolute monster. Look at this fish, just absolute giant. And of course, guess the lure, Ned rig. Boo, but it works. So, I don't know, haven't caught fish on the whole stretch since I caught that like cluster of little tiny ones, and now I'm back over where I was when I caught my first one on the flat side, and I've had no more bites on the flat side, so I'm refishing this part with something slow. 2 other boats just fished this in front of me, so might hop across and refish some stuff. Usually like a switch flips here, and fish go from eating these tiny little gizzards and threadfin shad to eating craws and the big gizzards, and then once that happens, it gets a lot more fun. And I'm going to go now fish the only bank that I have not fished, but it was just fished by another boat. and then I think I'm gonna call it there. Fish for 3 or 4 hours. My guess is a lot of these bigger fish are still out here in the open. As you guys can see, this is like the whole lake. I can do this and just see the whole lake, but they're out here in the open chasing these schools of gizzards, these little tiny gizzards, like I was looking at in the corner over there. I just don't think the big ones have become, went shallow yet at all. And I'm missing something right there that allows me to find these roaming fish. By missing, I mean do not want. Look at that, they're chasing gizzards out there. I was over a branch and this fish ate, and it would have been a flying fish, but it came off the limb. Another one, same size. Well, I just left the lake, ended up catching 7 total. Biggest one ended up being that first one that was probably just under 2 pounds with how fat it was. And definitely think the bigger fish are probably out roaming the middle, chasing those little 2-inch gizzard shad that I saw a big school of, but they're probably chasing sparse ones or eating the rainbow trout. I did have a rainbow trout hooked there at the end on a Ned rig, and it got off at the boat, sadly, but would have been cool to catch. Definitely think within the next few days, next few weeks, the bigger one should move a little bit more shallow. It's gonna have another cold front here where the highs in the 40s for a few days, so that's definitely gonna bring the water temperature back down. It maxed out today when I was leaving at 55. I got it when I got there, it was 50. And that's pretty insane for this time of year to be that warm here. Usually it is way colder than that because we've had a really warm few like past days. But at least I caught a few fish, so don't forget to like and subscribe. Thanks for watching.